What is up, my people? Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, episode 1. Episode 0, actually. This is episode 0. I'm here with Chris. Say hello, Chris.
Hello.
Jerry. Chris and Jerry, you guys have
What's
heard.
up?
You guys have heard before in Brawlhalla. And here with also new individual Andrew.
What's up? It's me, your boy, Andrew.
All right. Okay. So Jerry, you've never played Dungeons and Dragons before.
I have not. This has been a mystery to me.
All right, and I know Chris, I've played with you before. Andrew, you was dungeon mastering.
I am a D&D veteran at this point.
Andrew was dungeon mastering. I've listened to various Dungeons and Dragons podcasts. Before we start, I'd like to give a lot of this inspiration. I have not really have. I'm a creative person, I think, but a lot of this inspiration came from the Adventure Zone. In writing this campaign, so thank you guys so much for doing that. I love the McElroys. You guys are amazing. But I've played as a bard before. That didn't go too well, as a lot of people here can say and tell me that did not go well.
You tried to be a DPS bard. A bard is
I was trying to hit people with my stick, and it didn't go too well. Right. So hold on. So let's go through and let's explain what you guys are playing as. I am the dungeon master. I am the superior individual sitting in the corner. I'm like the Wizard of Oz, except I don't have a curtain. I have a steel.
Superior.
I have a steel wall. I don't have a curtain. I got a steel wall that nobody can see through, including Superman. Don't try to Superman your way out of this one. Not gonna work. So let's just go through going down the line in the Discord chat. Starting with Jerry.
All right. Well, hi. My name's Jerry. My character's name is Billy Mays. Rest in peace, Billy Mays. I am a rogue class, level 1. My race is human, and I am a chaotic neutral alignment.
Alrighty.
Hi, my name's Chris. I'm playing a Tiefling Warlock character named Silas.
And lastly, but not, I don't know.
Last but not least.
There we go. Last but not least, Andrew.
To an extent, it's the lead. I am Andrew. I'm playing Bob. And Bob is a level 1 rogue. But is also a Lightfoot halfling. And he's short even for a halfling.
Tiny man.
Take that how you will.
Tiny man.
I've just realized we don't have any sort of a healer, which means we're
kind of unbalanced. We're kind of unbalanced, but we're gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
That's okay. The secret is that we have 2 rogues who will just not have anybody ever take any damage.
Exactly.
That means I'm gonna take all of the damage now.
Rest in peace, you then.
Rest in peace.
Better practice your death saving.
Technically, since we're doing this over the internet, you guys can literally just buy some weighted dice, and I would have no idea. But don't do that. I would know. I would know. But I also would have no idea. But I would know.
Illegal.
I could figure it out. That's illegal to lie on any kind of roll.
Aha, 20. Aha, 20 again.
No.
Aha, 20 again.
Okay,
Aha,
so
20 again.
So I think we discussed before this that we're gonna do a scene with each character, which I think is pretty cool. Is a little bit of an opener. So I think Andrew, would you like to go first with your character?
I think Silas should go first so that I have an idea of what we're looking for.
All right.
I was hoping to wait for that exact reason. I have.
Okay, no, just where.
We don't know.
Where are you currently? Like say you're like 2 or 3 weeks before this campaign starts. And where
let's do that.
Where are you? What exactly are you doing with your life?
I think Bob right now is probably on a job. He heard about this rich scumbag, and he's making a hit rob this guy.
Okay. All right. So is he an upper class guy, or is he sort of a lower class individual, or a middle class individual that is being robbed
Bob?
here? No, that's being robbed.
I'd say probably scummy noble.
Hmm. Okay. All right. So, I'm assuming. So, are you in the middle of this heist, or are you kind of casing out the joint?
I think right now Bob heard about this guy and his immediate reaction was, well, it's time to go break and enter.
All right.
Bob doesn't plan. He just does.
Oh, so he's more of a punch first, ask questions later type guy.
It's more of if there's a plan, he'll forget it. And if he
Okay.
doesn't forget
Okay.
it, he'll ignore
He'll ignore it. If he doesn't forget it, he'll ignore it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's sort of like, make a plan, forget the plan, expect the plan to go bad, something like that.
Make the plan, execute the plan, wait for the plan to go off the rails, throw away the plan.
Exactly.
something like that.
That's just
Except
kind of.
for except for with Bob, he's the reason that it goes off the rails.
Mm-hmm.
Ah.
Okay. So, let's just say right now you are outside the gate of this nobleman's house. What exactly would his first inkling would be? You're standing outside the gate. You're hiding in some bushes across the street of this the dirt path, more like. And what would your first move be? What would his first inkling to do would be?
I think the first thing that Bob would do would be he would take a moment and look around, make sure that there are not any guards present before he makes his move.
Okay, all right. Why don't you go ahead and do a perception check for me and see if you can see anything.
All right. 16 plus 3 is 19.
All right, 19. Okay, you see kind of off to the left in some bushes, you see one guard sitting, but he seems to be kind of out of it. With that, you said 19, correct?
The 19.
Yes, okay. With that 19, you notice that he was kind of hitting the bottle a little bit, and he seems to be kind of passed out, slumped over on himself, sitting in a very uncomfortable looking three-legged stool. And you do not see anybody else, and you do not hear anything else at all around this gate.
I see. Well, I think in that case, Bob probably want to move up to the gate as stealthily as possible.
Okay, all right.
So I can work on it
And figure out a way in.
I feel like Bob's past, his way in is probably just gonna pick the lock.
All right. So go ahead and do a stealth check. See if you can make it up there without alerting the slumbering or passed out guard.
Does a 10 pass?
Ooh. Yeah, I'd say a 10 passes, but as you're walking up, you step on a again, I said it was a dirt path, kind of like a dirt road. You step on a pretty unsecured patch of gravel, and you make a pretty significant, not too loud, but significant for you, kind of noise, and the guard shifts a little bit in his chair. But other than that, he seems to be still out of it. And you are now in front of the lock.
I'd like to figure out, does this guard seem like he's going to be a problem for me in the future?
He has. Well, if you want to do a perception check, you're like maybe a foot away from him at most. He's kind of off to the left next to the wall.
I think I'd like to take a moment and investigate this guard and see if I think that he's going to be a danger.
All right. That's cool. That's cool. So, why don't you go ahead and do an investigation check?
What does a 13 plus 1, 14 get me?
All right. You walk over to this slumbering guard. You kind of stealthily go over to him, and you take a look at him up and down, and you see that he was drinking some pretty heavy stuff. It is now not. It's on the ground now. The remaining contents of it was dumped onto the ground, and at his belt you see a, oh, what's they call it? Like a small bat. What do they call it? Baton type thing. The metal handle and a hardwood actual base, like actual thing, and it's sitting on his belt. He doesn't really seem to be like too much of a problem right off the bat. He just kind of looks like your average everyday guard who kind of just sucks at his job.
I think I'm going to move back to the gate and try to pick the lock.
All right, all right. Okay, so you have advantage with thieves' tools, correct?
I have expertise in thieves' tools.
Okay. All right. So yeah, you walk up to this lock and you see that it's a pretty beefy looking padlock sitting on this gate. It's not the biggest lock you've ever seen, but yeah, it's something that's manageable, but at the same time is kind of over the top for what exactly is going on at this location. But you're thinking kind of that it's sort of a person the person who owns this house is sort of, a little bit overprotective. He doesn't want to find himself in a situation quite like he is in now.
So, knowing that rich people like their toys, can I try and investigate the gate and make sure that there aren't any traps?
Aha. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and do an investigation check there.
What does a 6 plus 1, 7 get me?
Okay. So with a 7, you take a few steps back and you take a look at this gate. You go up and down it. You look around for anything that may be a little bit of a problem with you opening up this gate, and you don't really see anything at first glance, but you do see one thing on the gate on the other side. You see a very weird looking bell, sort of like a Christmas or like a sleigh bell, sitting on the other side of the gate in a spot where you can't quite reach. But it's very, very small, and it does not seem to be anything else. It does not seem to be something that you would deem to be like an explosive or something.
Is there something connecting that bell to the gate?
Yes, the bell is welded onto the gate. It's dangling off of the other side of the gate.
I think I'd like to unlock the gate.
All right. Okay. Go ahead and what do you do to do that? Do you just do it, or do you have to roll for something?
I think I have to roll for it. Or that I have to roll with at least expertise because I have expertise in thieves.
All
I
right.
don't know what else I add to thieves.
Okay. Alrighty. So go ahead and roll.
Oh, that's a 6 plus I think 4.
It was a 10. All right. Yeah. I'll say you get it. I think you're pretty experienced with what's going on here. But since that's a 10, as you pop open the lock, I'm assuming, do you pop open the lock and then push the gate open, or do you just pop open the lock and?
I think having seen the bell, I don't want to open the door quite yet.
Okay, all right. So you pop open the door, but as you pop open the door, there is a tad bit of a squeaking noise, like a bad hinge or something, and the guard shifts yet again in his chair. But he's not awake.
All right.
He's not awake, but he shifts again in his chair. Stool. Uncomfortable stool.
I think I'd like to open the gate as slowly and stealthily as is halflingly possible.
All right. Why don't you go ahead and roll a stealth check there?
So does a 15 plus 7 do me well
Oh Lord,
at a
yes,
22?
yes, 22. Yeah, you open up this gate as slowly as possible, with little to no resistance sound wise. Except for maybe a tad bit of, again, gravel being moved a little bit, but it's not like it's sounds like a explosion. But yeah, you open this thing pretty expertly, and you now have the gate open, and you are standing outside still with the gate now open. And as you open the door, you notice that the bell that was on the other side of the door is faintly glowing blue.
Oh. Oh.
Or the
Well,
actually
in that
actually the thing inside of it is faintly glowing blue, but it does not seem
well,
to be making any noise.
in that case, I think I'm going to rush for the building.
Alrighty, so you go ahead and there is a pathway. Well, let me paint the landscape. Right when you open up the this gate, you see maybe about few yards in front of you. You see this big house, which was to be expected when you kind of cased the joint and walked by the other day. Is Bob the kind of person that would case a joint before and just walk around before?
Bob is Bob is not the kind of guy who cased the joint. Bob is the guy who just does the joint, who just does the job.
Okay, well, I'm assuming you've heard you heard that he had something. You heard that he was being kind of a jerk about it. So, I mean, I'm assuming you know a little bit from hearsay in whatever town you're currently in. So I mean, it's to be expected. This house is pretty big and not shocking at all. It's a pretty large house. But as you open the door, you see, if you take a look at the whiteboard, you see if this is the gate, and it is now slightly ajar, and it is a double gate, and the bell would be right about there. You start to see a kind of a winding pathway, like so, that leads up to the front steps of the building here, and the building is it's pretty large. It's I'd say it's about the size of a small about the size of a small castle. Not an insane big, but it's pretty sizable mansion. It would take around maybe like a half hour to walk around the entire inside of the building. Uh, but there is several bushes dotting across this pathway. So if you were to traverse the pathway on
Before I
foot,
rush up to the building,
yes.
can I take a moment to shut the gate?
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, totally. You have a feeling that shutting the gate is not really a problem, because I mean, if you think about it, you don't want someone to get in. If so, like, how could someone get out? Like, why would they want to get out if they're already in? You know?
It's more of I'd like to. I'm assuming that the glowing bell is sort of a silent alarm, and I want to make it look like there isn't anything wrong should any police
Oh,
officers show up.
okay, okay. All right. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's no problem closing the door. I don't think you need to do a check for that because, again, like, you have a feeling that closing the door would be easier than getting it open in the first place. So yeah, the door is now effectively closed. Let me erase that. The door is
Now
now
that
closed, and here is the guard. He was right there, roughly. There's some bushes here around him, and there was the road that you were on. You were about here originally, and now you are standing inside the this thing. And fair point. There is an archway over here, and maybe like a little fountain right here. Some work in a little garden around this area here. That can give you some more cover, but this is sort of what you're looking at here. There's a winding pathway in front of you going into this mansion with some bushes and stuff alongside the pathway, and some gardens and various other stuff off on the sides. And there is a small shed over here, which you're assuming is what the lawnskeeper uses to keep his tools.
Well, I think I'd like to take a moment to look around and see if there's anything valuable in the front yard, and then I'd like to go up to the front door and check and see if it's
Okay.
locked.
So what kind of valuables would you be looking for?
Anything worth money.
Or anything worth money?
Worth
Okay.
enough. Anything worth money that's worth enough money that it's worth taking.
Okay. All right. So why don't you go ahead? You want to roll an investigation check? Do you want to just like look around, or what exactly do you want to plan on doing here?
I think just like get a general grasp of my surroundings.
Okay. All right. So. All right. Just roll a perception check then. Let's see what you can see.
That's probably not much because it's a 3 plus 3, 6.
6. Okay. With a 6, you look around and you see a few things that you would know. You see some berries sitting around on some of these bushes that you know they're kind of like the equivalent of blueberries in this world. So I mean, not really something over the top. But looking around, you see some different plants that would be considered quite rare in the area. But nothing that would normally go for an insane amount of money. That's about the kind of general aspect of what you're going around and looking at here. There's not really much on the outside of this building.
Okay. I think I'd like to go up to the door and test to see if it's unlocked.
All right. Okay. So you go up to the door and go ahead and do a stealth check to see if you can check the door and see if it is unlocked.
Well, how does a 14 plus 7, 21 work?
Oh Lord, we gotta. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That'll definitely do it. The door is locked. It is definitely locked. There's no kind of resistance whatsoever. I would also like to point out that there is a little bit of a sizable wraparound front porch. At the why does it keep moving that noise? There's a bit of a sizable wraparound porch in the front of this building.
I think I'd like to try to pick the lock.
Okay. All right.
Since you said it was locked, since you said that the door was locked.
Yeah, it is locked, but there's a wraparound front porch that goes around, and there are several windows on your level as well.
Well, I mean, I guess I could check to see if the windows are open, but
Okay.
I think I'm probably gonna end up going into the front door.
All right. So, are you gonna walk around the full front porch, or are you just gonna check the windows at the front of the building?
I think I'm just gonna see if the windows at the front of the building are open.
No, neither of them seem to be open. But as you're looking through one of them, you see a candle through one of the windows. But it seems as if it was put out not too long ago. But because you can see a little bit of smoke coming off the top of the wick, but you're just a bit perplexed because you did not see any lights on when you first walked up to the house, when you first got into the gate.
Does that candle seem magical?
No, it seems like your everyday candle and this little tiny candle holder.
I think I'm going to. I think I'd like to check for traps at the door and then pick the lock.
All right, go ahead. Roll a That would be a an investigation check on the door to see whether or not there's anything there.
Well, that's a 4 plus 1, 5 if it's investigation. So probably not. Probably nothing.
Yes, there is nothing on the front door.
I'd like to try and pick the lock.
All right. Go ahead and roll.
Well, that's a 7.
Ooh.
So
Okay. As you're trying to pick the lock, you see a light kind of flicker on through the window off to your right. And you get the idea that something is happening inside the house, but you don't quite know what. But just as soon as the light turns on, it sort of goes away. And you get the impression that someone walked out of the room that the light was on in. What
the house is. Sounds like the house is not empty.
The house is not empty. What do you do?
I think I'm going to try checking around the back of the house.
Okay, so as you are you gonna go around to the left side of the house, or are you gonna go around to the right side of the house?
I think I'd like to go around on the side of the house that the light was not on.
Okay, so that'd be the left side of the house. So you jump off the front porch and you start walking around towards the back of the house, and you see a trellis, is it called? One of those things that vines grow on, going up the side of the house. And go ahead and roll a perception check for me.
Does a 15 plus 3, 18 do anything for me?
Yes, at the very, very top of this trellis, you see a small window that is popped open. What do you do? And by the way, the trellis looks climbable.
Is there a way, do you think, that I could swing using acrobatics to get up the trellis somehow?
So, no,
rather
it's
than athletics?
I mean, there's a tree that's kind of right behind you that you could climb and try to jump up to the thing. But I mean, the trellis. I'd like to bring up the trellis is kind of like a ladder. It'd be pretty easy for you to just scramble on up there.
I mean, Bob is kind of short, so I'm just wondering if the rungs are a little too,
No,
just a little bit too far for him.
No, I think you'd be able to easily get up there. It's pretty intricate trellis. There's not a lot of space between the rungs.
I think I'd like to try to climb then.
All right, go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
All right. That's a 1 on the dice. Wait, I don't think I'm gonna succeed very
Okay,
well.
yeah. So
Nope.
on your first try, you put your foot down, but there seems to be a little bit of dew, from some tonight. There seems to be a little bit of moisture in the air, so you slip and you fall, but you stand back up on your feet. Would you like to go ahead and give it another try?
I think I would like to try and climb that again.
All right.
Another athletics check or
Yep.
acrobatics.
Either one, whichever one you think would fit better. I'm not exactly sure. It's just kind of climbing a ladder, so.
I think he's probably doing like sort of jungle gym, sort of climbing up jungle gym sort of thing, rather than
okay.
just like.
Okay.
So I think acrobatics would probably be more fitting than
All right.
athletics.
All right. Yeah, so go ahead and give me one of those rolls.
All right. Well, there's a 6 plus 5, do it?
Yes, it does. So you are able to climb this trellis, with some vines in the way, of course, because why not? You get all the way up to the top, and you're able to easily pull yourself up into this window. And there does not seem to be anyone around. The light that was on downstairs, kind of off towards the right side of the house over here, is not present in this section of the house. But you see at the end of this hallway in front of you, there's a little bit of a rug going down, and at the end of the hallway there is a green door that has been opened, and there's a sizable lock sitting on the ground, with a parchment note tied to the handle of this door.
Can I take a moment to look around and assess my surroundings?
Yep, go ahead.
Would that be perception?
Yeah, that would be perception. Yes.
Is a 13 plus 3, 16 get me anything?
Yes, there does not seem to be any lights on down. There's some stairs, kind of, maybe a foot and a half, kind of off to your left, in front of you. There does not seem to be anything down there. It seems to be quiet in the house. There does not seem to be anything else going on. There just seems to be this open door and everything else that I explained like 2 seconds ago going on. There does not seem to be any pressing situations besides the note in the door.
Are there any valuables in the near vicinity of me? Any?
No, but you are under the impression, because of the lock on the ground, that there used to be or is some. I mean, why would you have such a big lock on an ordinary closet, right?
Maybe it's where this guy keeps his stash of, I don't know,
Money.
his royal stash of weed.
I don't know. So, what do you do?
I think I'd like to approach the closet door and pull it open. You said that the lock was off of it?
Yeah, the lock's off of it, and there's a note tied to the doorknob.
I'd like to look at the note.
Okay, so you walk up and you grab the note, and under the low light conditions inside of this building, you see written in this note in some very, very neat cursive. Better be faster next time, Squirt.
Oh.
And you open up the door, and you see several safes and velvet bags, and various other things completely empty inside this door. The only thing left is a very weird looking hat.
What does the hat look like?
It looks like a golf cap. And now a quick, tiny little short word from today's sponsor.
Oh, hello! I did not see you there. I was just reading my amazing literary novel about men who have pooped their pants. Not only is there one book, there's two. What the heck are you doing? What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm doing the ad about the books where men have pooped their pants. If you've ever been in a predicament when you've pooped your pants, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. What do you mean? I'm supposed to be doing the ad. No, you know what? I have a restraining order on you. You're not even supposed to be in my house. This advertisement is officially over.
Not the duct tape, please. No, hold. But in all seriousness, you should definitely go check out my friend Jason Herbert's books on Amazon. They are absolutely hilarious. I had so much fun reading them. I laughed till I cried. thanks so much for sponsoring us, Mr. Herbert. It means a lot to be sponsored so early in a podcast. Thank you so much. Definitely go check these out. And thank you, listener, for listening to episode 0 of my podcast. I have worked really hard on this. I think I have like 36 pages and counting of this Dungeons and Dragons campaign written. So there's definitely going to be a crap ton more stuff coming your way. I already have like another 4 episodes recorded beside this, and I think we're going to upload them bi-weekly. But thank you so much for sponsoring us, Mr. Herbert. It means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody else. Go check out his books. Links are in the description down below. They're awesome, and he's a great guy. Now back to the chaos that is episode 0. All right. Okay. That's that. That's his scene. Who wants to go next?
I'll go.
Alrighty. So again, it's roughly the same exact time. There's still the same exact roughly the same ish time. Maybe it's a few hours before, because I'm assuming Bob did that at nighttime. What exactly would your character be doing? What would Silas be doing a few days prior?
That's a good question. Probably be going off at this someone, like.
I mean, are you
his patron, maybe?
okay? So you're on the road, or are you are you in a town? What exactly? Are where are you exactly?
Probably some sort of a town.
Okay, all right. So are you in the So why are you in the town though? Are you in a bar? Are you what are you doing?
Like I said, probably be going after an enemy of my patron.
Okay, all right. So you're digging for some information. Where would you find yourself currently? Where would you go? Where would you find yourself when you were trying to find an individual of the patron? I'm assuming you're in this town because you believe that this is the last spot where they were located. So where
he
exactly?
lives.
Yeah. So or where he was last seen, or this individual where they were last seen. Where are you in this town? Are you chasing him? Are you digging around for some information, or do you think you have found him after many days of running amok and trying to find him?
I'd say probably found him at some point.
Okay, so you have found him. Are you in pursuit, or are you just approaching where you know he is?
And approach where I know he is.
Alrighty. So it's been several days. Hard tracking him through some woods and different towns and stuff. There's some pretty close calls. But you found yourself in the town of
Lantiglos.
Lansinglos. Okay. So you're in the town of Lansinglos, and it's kind of south. It's kind of near the plains of Jardin, which is sort of over near a big mire, which is off to the east. It's sort of in this big plain area, big open farmlands that have been going on around here for quite some time. So you find yourself in this area, and you are approaching the local bar and where you believe this individual, well, the local bar and inn, I should say, where you believe this individual has been holed up for roughly the past few hours. What exactly is the plan here? Are you just gonna bust in, or?
Well, first I'm gonna try it the easy way, where no one has to get hurt necessarily. Ask talk to whoever is in charge of this fine establishment.
Okay, all right. So you go up to the front door of this bar. You go up to the front door of this yeah, there's this inn, this bar combination. It's sort of your standard big establishment. And you walk in, and the bar is on the opposite side of the. That's a horrible drawing. Is it even showing up? Hold on. Yeah. The bar is on sort of on the other side of the room, and the rooms are above this building. So it's sort of a 3-story building where the bar and the inn portion, where the bar and the food portion is beneath, and the rooms and everything else is above this. What exactly do you do? There's several people sitting in some several people. There's a group over here playing some poker. There's a group over here just sitting and drinking. There's a few people completely wasted over here, and there is a single bartender sitting in the back of the building. What exactly do you do?
I'm gonna go talk to the bartender. He could probably help me.
All right, so you walk on
Work.
over to the bartender, and you walk up to him, and you see he's wearing some jean overalls and some heavy work boots, it seems like, and he's a dwarf, and he's got a big bushy beard and some brown hair, and he looks up at you through his sort of dirty bottom of a soda bottle glasses, and looks at you and says, "What can I do you for?"
I'm looking for someone. I believe he is holed up in this establishment.
Are you some kind of law enforcement? He's asking if you're the law.
I guess you could say I'm something like that.
What exactly does this individual look like?
I describe the guy to him.
Okay. His eyes get kind of wide, and you see him kind of jerk his head off to his left, sort of over. No, my bad. To his right, sort of off towards the table with the people playing poker.
Does he say anything?
No, he sort of jerks his head again over towards the table with the people who are playing poker. And then he does it again, and he looks at you and goes, "You idiot, he's over there."
Thank you.
What exactly do you do? Do you walk over to the table, or do you...
Yeah.
Alright. You walk over to the table, and you immediately recognize the person who you've been hunting for the past few days. And they look up at you with not a very shocked expression. They looked up at you sort of, kind of a little bit surprised that you're there, but not like, "Oh, my life's in danger" type thing. They look up at you, and they seem to be just getting ready to deal in another hand. And he looks up at you and he goes, "Well, looks like we got another person joining." And you see that there is, in fact, a open seat at the table. What do you do? Did you sit down?
Firstly, I think of how best to approach this.
You're standing right in front of the guy. Do you sit down or do you stab him? Is this kind of a question? It's a pretty easy
I'm
answer.
gonna stab him.
Seriously, you're gonna stab him?
Yes.
You're gonna stab him. He's offering you to sit down and play some poker. And you're gonna stab him.
Oh. No, you know what I'm gonna do? No. Buy him a drink.
Okay, so you sit down and you call to the bartender and say, get a drink over here. And right when you sit down, he starts dealing out the cards, and he deals you in. And he looks over at everyone else that's at the table. We have an elf, a high elf, and a human man sitting at this table. And he starts dealing out all the cards, and he goes, so anyway, where was I? That's right, yes, I was in the middle of this town, and I was sitting there, minding my own business, right? And all of a sudden, this massive rock comes out of nowhere, and bam! 2 inches away from my foot. And I look up, and I see this individual standing on top of a roof. And he keeps talking, and you recognize his story immediately because it happened 3 days ago, right when you guys first bumped into each other, right when you first got I guess, how does your patron contact you, and who is your patron again?
I don't have the specifics fully hashed out yet, to be honest.
Okay.
His name is Demise. He, I guess, kind of pops up
And you just he kind of just pops up.
randomly and like he just like pops up and when he needs me to do something for him.
All right. So so he's explaining he's explaining how you guys ended up first bumping into each other probably a day or two after you first got your vision or your first time your deity popped up or your patron popped up and said to go get this guy. So he's sitting there and he's explaining what's going on, and he looks over at you just as he finishes the story, and he says, and that's why sometimes people's views are different from another. And sometimes we have to respect that. And he looks at you and says, I fold. What do you do? Silence. Hello.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Thinking. What exactly do you do with this individual?
Well, I'm gonna keep making sure he's getting some drinks. Basically, my end game is to get him wasted, and that'll make my job a whole lot easier.
Oh, okay. All right. So what is your response to sometimes people's opinions are different than others? What's your response to him saying that?
These are not entirely wrong.
Okay.
Occasionally.
I want you to go ahead and roll a deception check. I want to see how good you're doing in these next few games of poker.
Alright. Oh, nat 20.
Dang. Okay. Yeah, you're up 30 gold pieces in the ensuing next few games of poker. Are you having one or two drinks? You're not. Okay. Well, so you're passing out drinks left and right at the people at this table, and you can definitely tell that your quarry, the person you're trying to catch here, is definitely feeling the effects of the booze, but so is everyone else. But you're kind of sweeping the table when it comes to playing this poker game, and maybe about like an hour, maybe like 45 minutes later, he gets up for a second and says, "I gotta go use the bathroom. Don't steal anything from me." And he gets up and he walks over to the bathroom. Towards the bathroom. What do you do?
feel like it's entirely possible he might be trying to escape, so I'm gonna go into the bathroom too. I'm just gonna, you know what? I don't think that I need to do myself.
All right. So you walk into the bathroom, and you see that he has popped open a vent that is leading outside. He's popped open this vent that is slightly above ground level. The bathroom is beneath the underground. It's beneath the first level, and he's popped open a small vent, and he's starting to pull himself up out of the vent right when you walk in. What do you do?
I'm gonna just go not so fast, twerp, and shoot an Eldritch Blast at him.
Uh-oh. All right. Go ahead and roll for attack.
And that's a 19 to hit.
Lord. Okay, yeah, that definitely hits. How much damage does Eldritch Blast do again? I always forget that.
1d10. So let me roll that. Uh, 9 damage.
Ooh, okay, yeah. So you hit him for 9 damage, and I said he was starting to pull himself up. So as you hit him, he sort of slams into the wall in front of him and falls down on the ground, right on top of the trash can that he was standing on top of. And he takes another 2 damage because he hits himself right in the butt, and he falls to the ground, and he puts his hands up. He goes, "You win. You win, man. Listen, just please don't kill me, man. I'm sorry. I thought I could try and I don't know, make sure you didn't murder me by trying to be nice at the poker game and letting you win and stuff. But Lord, man, I'm so sorry, man. Please." And you could tell that he's kind of definitely screwed up. He's definitely not very happy with himself right now. What do you do?
Well, I'm afraid I have no choice in the matter. Point. And I stab him.
Ooh, harsh. All right, so you go ahead and you get him pretty good there.
Well, I feel like in these situations, my character literally wouldn't have much of a choice. Like, at this point, it's either him or me.
True. All right. So you walk out of the bathroom a few seconds later, and you adjust your. What are you wearing? You're wearing like a cloak?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you adjust your cloak, and you walk out, and you pick up your winnings from the table, and you say, "Have a good night, gentlemen," and walk out of the bar. And that's where we're gonna leave your character. All right. Next, Jerry.
Yo.
You were finally up. Yeah. All right. Billy Mays. What exactly is Billy doing a few days before this this campaign starts? What exactly is happening here?
He's probably at. He's probably somewhere in the woods on his horse Jeffrey.
All right. So is he fleeing from yet another? I think we discussed that he's a salesman, with very low charisma, so he's not very good at the job. But he was sort of pushed into. Yeah. Was he pushed into it by his father, or what exactly is the story? As he's riding Jeffrey through the woods.
So the story about how he got into the forest, or how he got into sales?
How he got into sales? How did he get into sales?
He saw a person selling very special candy in around downtown.
Okay.
And he knew from that day on, at 9.5 years old, that he'd wanted to be a salesman.
Okay. All right. I can get behind that. So he saw someone selling some good goods, and he wanted to get behind. Wanted to jump in on that bandwagon, and do some cool stuff. You wanted to get in on there and start messing around. I get you. I understand. So, when exactly did the sales of our dearest Billy start to go sideways?
Started going sideways. It started going downhill when he showed off his mighty tape.
Okay, so
Uh,
he made some mending tape for what exactly was this mending tape for? I mean, I'm assuming you do realize there was a spell called mending that can mend broken stuff. Was he trying to
Well,
put
yeah,
some?
it
you
can
used the
repair.
mending spell though.
He was trying to make something new that would replace people having to use the mending spell. Is that what I'm getting out of this?
Exactly. That's exactly what's going
Okay. Okay. So when did it start going bad? Why did this product go bad?
on. Someone was in the middle of a war. Are there wars in this universe?
Yes, there is wars
Yeah,
in this
but we're
universe.
probably in the year like 1412.
Yeah, we're not exactly
Okay,
in the
anyway.
biggest here. So there was a fight going on. There was a fight going on.
Yes,
Or was
and
there like a high noon scenario going on where it was two people dueling each
yeah,
other?
you yeah,
Okay, hold
well,
on.
not
What if
dueling
it?
each other, but yeah, you can call it that.
Okay, so it was two people. They were fighting each other. Is it like a Romeo and Juliet scenario where Romeo was fighting what's his name, and they were fighting and Romeo's sword failed because he used your special duct tape?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Okay, all right. So, local town hero was killed because his sword failed because he used your tape to fix it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so that's when it started going bad. When did you? I'm assuming you have a disguise kit, correct, in your character inventory.
Disguise kit? I don't think I do.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, so
Like an equipment?
yeah, like an equipment.
No, I have an explorer's pack.
Hmm. Okay. Well, so I'm assuming after that incident, you packed your things up from that town and moved on.
Yep, I took Jeffrey. We're now in the woods.
Okay. So did this incident just occur, or was this a few years ago?
This was a couple months ago.
All right. So what have you been doing since?
On the run, trying to avoid people because Billy Mays cannot handle the criticism and hate that he is receiving from the other townspeople because everyone and their grandmother heard about this story.
Ah, okay. So he's kind of like a local anti-hero
Yes, exactly.
instead of a local folk hero. Gotcha. All right. Um, so, what exactly is his plan? Where is he going? Is he just gonna go into the woods, or?
He's going in the woods. He's kind of waltzing from town to town, and he's kind of doing salesman stuff, but really the products that still worked, like oxy wipes or oxy towels.
Okay, so he's. I don't want to get sued, but in this podcast, Jerry, he's making some special towels that help clean out stains and help clean things. He's making some scrub towels or whatever.
Yes, that's exactly what's
Okay,
going
all
on
right.
here.
So as you're going through this forest path, you hear something up ahead of you, and you hear someone yell, "Help! Help! Help me, please!" What do you do?
I'm going to slowly but carefully investigate.
Okay, are you still on your horse?
Yes, I am on Jeffrey.
Okay, so you come up on this area where this person's yelling, and you see that a wagon has tipped over, and has crushed someone's foot, and they seem to be in pretty rough shape, and they're yelling for some help.
Like most would, yes.
What do you do?
I'm probably going to go up to this person and investigate a little more.
Okay, so you're gonna get a little bit closer and investigate more.
Yes.
All right, all right. So why don't you go ahead and roll a perception check?
That's a D20, right?
Yeah, D20, and then you add your perception, which is underneath.
Intelligence. Or it's investigation, isn't it?
No,
Or
well, perception, because you want to look around. You're not up next to this guy first. Perception would be the one that's under wisdom.
I have nothing next to it.
Really?
Is there supposed to be something next to it?
Okay, someone
Your modifier.
help me up here. If he doesn't have one next to it, does he use his wisdom modifier, or does he just roll?
I'm sorry. Can you just explain the situation to me again?
He's trying to do a perception check. Does he roll and add his wisdom, or does he just roll? Because he doesn't have a modifier next to perception.
Like he doesn't have a proficiency.
Yeah.
So
Then he just adds his wisdom bonus.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I thought.
yeah,
All right. So go ahead and roll and add your wisdom modifier. It's
proficiency works as an extra number on top of what you already get for your modifier.
okay. Yeah. So anyone watching, I'm not exactly the best when it comes to rules.
Sure I
So
used to do that wrong for like an entire campaign.
all right, yeah. Go ahead and add your wisdom modifier to that then.
Okay, I got 5 plus 1, that's a 6. What was a 6?
Okay.
Yeah.
With a 6, you hear a noise off to your left in some bushes. You hear a twig snapping. And it seems as if a pretty hefty person or thing has snapped a twig off to your left.
Okay.
What do you do?
I am going to pull out my 2 dagger. No, I'm going to pull out my short bow.
Okay.
And I'm going to turn around swiftly and pull back my bow and ready to fire.
Into the area where you heard something.
Yes, into where I
Okay.
believe there might be something.
All right. Are you going to shoot, or are you just going to hold it and point it?
I'm just gonna hold, and if I see something, whatever there is, I'm going to decide what is.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and do an intimidation check? I want to see if you can scare whatever this whatever this thing is in the bushes.
And that's my charisma modifier. I roll it and then my charisma modifier, right? Because intimidation is under charisma.
Yes, you roll into your charisma modifier, and if you have something next to intimidation, then you add that on top of it.
Okay, I got 19, and my charisma modifier is -2, so that's 17.
17. Okay, cool. Do you have anything next to intimidation or no?
It is blank.
Okay, so that's 17. With a 17, yeah, you hear something in the bush that you're pointing at. Step backwards or move again, and you hear a small gasp come from the bushes, and you still hear the person underneath the wagon is still like, man, what the heck are you doing? Just come on, help me out, please. This hurts real bad, dude. Come on, please. What do you do?
Assuming the guy underneath the wagon is trapped and he really isn't gonna move anywhere anytime soon.
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yes, I mean he's pretty pinned underneath this wagon. There's some goods in the wagon as well, and they're look pretty heavy. He's not going to be moving anytime soon.
Okay, I am going to yell out, whoever's in that bush, come out now, or I will fire. My bow.
Okay. As you say that, an arrow comes whizzing out of the bush towards you, and let me see. Where's my? I forgot my dice. I don't know where they are. So yeah, that'll be a. Does a 7 do it? Against your armor class?
Armor class. My armor class is 15.
Yeah, so that would be a no.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it arrow misses and lands on the ground. But as this person fires the arrow at you, they kind of reveal where they are because the arrow came from where they are, and they're about a foot away from you, hiding in a separate bush, and you can now roughly see their outline. What do you do?
I'll take my shot. I'm gonna shoot at him.
What'd you get?
I got 11.
11. Okay, yeah. You go ahead and you shoot an arrow at this guy in the bushes, and you just barely miss where you think they are, and you hear a "oh crap" come from the bushes, and the guy that is pinned underneath the wagon goes, "Gosh darn it, Gerald!" and pushes himself up and stands up. It was all a ruse, and he pulls out a sword and says, "Have at me!" What do you do?
What's the sword he's got here? Is it just
It's just a short sword.
Just a short sword. How effective would a rapier be against it?
Effective.
Alright, I think I'm gonna pull out my rapier then.
All right.
Put my bow away, pull out my rapier.
All right. Are you gonna charge this guy? Are you gonna wait for him to come towards you?
I'm gonna go on defensive.
Okay. All right. So you got a guy in the bushes, and you got a guy right in front of you. What do you? The guy in front of you would be next, I believe. So he's going to he's gonna start walking towards you, and he's gonna take a swing at you. That'd be an 18.
Okay.
That would hit.
Is
I'm
that
assuming.
the armor?
Yeah, that would be against your armor class. How much does
In
how
armor
much
class.
does a short sword do? I always forget. 1d6. So he's gonna swing and he hits you for 1 damage.
So that's 1 hit point.
Yep. So next up again would be him, you. And next up would be the guy in the woods again. The guy in the bushes rushes towards you with another short sword, and he's gonna go and critical fail. So he goes and trips on a rock and face plants kind of off behind you to the left, and face plants into the ground. What exactly do you do there? What's happening? What do you do now that he's on the ground? It's your turn now. The guy in front of you took a swing at you. The other guys incapacitated on the ground for the time being. What's your move?
Based on these two's aggressive motives, I guess. Aggressive moves. I'm going to stab the guy that's on the ground in the back with my rapier, where his heart would be.
Oh Lord. Okay. Go ahead and roll a d20.
And then, okay, what would I add that by? What would I add there?
Or just roll a d20 and we'll see if it hits the person.
Okay, I got 5.
Nope, that's not gonna do it. You miss as well. Next up again is the guy in front of you with the short sword, who's gonna try and hit you again. And he got a 12. Is that gonna do it?
Gets my armor class 15.
Yeah, fair point. It's not gonna do it. So he go ahead and he misses. And when he swings, he didn't connect with anything, and he loses his balance and also falls to the ground. And he looks up at you and goes, "I give up. You win," and just lays down on the ground. There's a bag of gold coins we stole from people running this scam it's over there, and he points to the fake tipped over wagon in the middle of the pathway. Well, the actual tipped over wagon, but yeah. Well, what do you do?
Are they injured in any way, or are they just both on the ground?
No, they're just both on the ground. You kind of get the idea that they don't exactly know what they're doing. That they kind of think that that they knew what was going on, that they had a good plan going, and it seems like they did. There's pretty sizable bag of coins sitting inside this wagon. You feel that they had a pretty good scam going on, and I mean, you can kind of relate to the fact that scams because I mean, technically you've been called a scam artist plenty of times in your days trying to do business things. So yeah, you think they're just kind of stupid. They don't really kind of know exactly what they're doing. What exactly do you do?
Uh, I'm gonna.
I mean, are you gonna kill him and take the money? Are you gonna leave the money and leave? Are you gonna kill him and leave the money? What? I only got a lot of
Can
options.
I ask them why they're doing it?
Yeah, sure. You ask the guy that was pinned a fake pinned under the wagon why they're doing this, and you respond with, "Man, I don't know. We got no other option, man. We were kicked out of the circus. We ain't got no more business." And he just sits there on the ground still. I mean, he's pulled himself up. He's sitting down, and kind of lifted himself up off the ground and is sitting there, looking at you.
Can I sneakily take the money, get back on Jeffrey, and bolt?
Well, he already said take the money. He doesn't care whether or not you take the money. He already said take the money. He doesn't want to die.
Alright, I'll just take the money and bolt then.
All right, you take the money and you bolt. Any last words to these poor individuals you've just robbed of their robbed goods?
Sayonara, sweeties.
And you ride into the sunset. And I think that'll be all for now. Yeah. So I think we've gone through and we kind of give a little bit of backstories to our characters. Next episode, we're gonna get into the campaign. We're gonna talk about how the characters met, or whether or not they're just meeting in where the campaign starts. And yeah, I think this was a very successful episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. And this is the Dungeon Master signing off. Bye.